Okay, so I thought I'd tell you a really crazy story about what happened to me today. So, I'm just telling you guys this. Don't know if I should right now, but I don't live at home. I live in another house. Like, this is my grandparents' house. I'm living here for the rest of the week due to what happened today. But usually I live in a foster home. Yeah. I'm not going to explain why, and I don't want to, especially to, like, strangers on YouTube and shit like that. But I was on this thing called AWOL, which means you don't return back to your foster home. An hour after curfew, they have to call the cops and report you missing. Last Monday night, I was reported missing because I didn't want to go back there. I wanted to stay with friends and shit like that, right? Because, like, if you were in a foster home, would you not want to be with friends and family? Would you legit want to be there? No, I don't want to be there. So I try and stay in my area as much as I can, because my foster home is about an hour and a half on the TTC, on public transit. Yeah. So I stayed down here for about a week and a half. It's Tuesday, so a week now. It's Tuesday. Oh my god, it's Tuesday. It's Wednesday because it's 12:28. Okay. So at lunch I usually go meet my friends at school. And we do some illegal shit. Yeah. So I was supposed to meet them today at the train tracks. So I cut through this mall that's directly across from my school. And I was warned by my best friend not to go there because schools have cops. We have one cop that monitors our whole school. So I was warned by my best friend that she was going to be looking for me there because they've seen me there a couple times while I haven't been attending school for the past 3 weeks, and I've been on AWOL. So the stupid dumbass that I am wants to see who's at Crossways. Yeah, that's what the mall is called. The dumbass that I am wanted to see who was there, like if I had any friends that were there. And as soon as I opened the door, the cop was there. And she called my name. I legit yelled, "Oh shit." I turned around and ran into the door. And it hurt me so much on my shoulder. And I ran down the stairs, almost falling, and along the side of the mall, and then down the street, and I crossed in the middle of traffic to the side where my school was. I don't know why I'm talking with my hands, but yeah. I ran across the street to the side where my school was. And I ran to the end of my school where the stairs are for the train tracks. I knew my friends were going to be there, so I had to run up. I ran up the stairs, and I crawled across the bridge so that nobody from, like, the school, like, was right there, so that nobody could see me. I crawled across the bridge like an idiot. And I saw my four best friends waiting for me. And they're just like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm running." They're like, "From what?" I'm like, "The cop." And they're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So, like, I stopped for a second to, like, catch a breath, and I was hoping that the cop wasn't behind me. And my best friend yelled, "Oh shit, Rebecca, run now." And then my other friend was just like, no, don't, you're just gonna get in trouble. But I ran and ran along the train tracks. Like, there's a path next to the train tracks, so I was running on the path. I ran all the way up the path. I went onto a side street, and I made my way down. I was in the middle of the train tracks. It was a street, and then another street, and then, like, there's parallel streets across. So I'm on a parallel street in the middle of the, like, there's a parallel street, say, and then the street here, and then one street here, and one street here. I was on this street. I walked down the middle of the trail and the main street, and I saw a cop car go up, and I was like, shit. And I saw another one go up on the other side, and I was like, oh shit. Again. So I ran straight, and then one went across, and I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? So I'm in this part where it's like a square, and you can go in the middle because there's a co-op building around it, and the path goes through, and like there's a playground and shit, and like you're gonna like it's a legit square, right? The cop car that went across turned around and stopped there. I turned around and I ran back, and the school cop came out of nowhere and grabbed my arm. And I have an anxiety problem, so like my heart was going a mile a minute, plus I have asthma and I ran a lot. So they caught me. I had to sit down, and it was right next to one of my friend's house where all my friends chill at lunch. Like all my older friends chill at lunch, like I'm in grade 10. I have grade 11 and 12 friends that all chill at my friend's house. So they were all chilling there, and they all went outside because they saw the cop cars. So I was sitting in front of one cop car, and I had 3 cops in front of me, and I was on the ground, and they were looking down at me, and they were just talking to me, and they were just like saying all this bullshit, like, you shouldn't do that, blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, I've heard it all before, okay? They're like, then why do you keep doing it? I'm like, because I don't want to be there, bro, like, legit. And then they're like, yeah, I understand, but you need to smarten up. Okay, no. Don't fucking tell me to smarten up. Don't tell me to smarten up. I hate when people tell me to smarten up. People cannot tell me to smarten up. I have this thing where people can't tell me to smarten up. I can tell you to smarten up. Just don't tell me to smarten up. I will punch you in the face. Okay. So, I looked up. Like, I was bawling. I was, like, crying my eyes out. And I was having a breathing problem, like, panic attacks. And I look around me, and there was the cop car I was leaning on. 2 on this side. 3 on this side. So, like, 2, 3, 6. And then 2. I counted them. Everybody I know that, like, saw me counted them. And then 2, like, on the main street, just parked. And all the cops got out of the car and came and caged me in. And then I stood up, and they're like, you need to get in the back of the cop car. And I'm like, no. My school's right there. I can walk there. They're like, no, you need to get in the cop car. So I was sitting there, and they're still talking to me. I look to the side where there's a blank spot, and everybody's outside my friend's house watching what's going on. The school cop then took my bag and checked it. Like, no, like, she's like, let me check your bag, see if you have any weapons. I'm like, no. She's like, why? What are you hiding? I'm like, no, you can't check my bag. Do you have the right? She's like, I want to see if you don't have any weapons so you don't hurt yourself. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking hurt myself. Okay? I'm not suicidal. I'm not mental. I'm not insane. Like, calm the fuck down. And then she's like, no, I need to check your bag. And it's a messenger bag, so she's pulling it. And I'm like, no, you can't touch my bag. So I grab my bag, and I'm holding it. She's like, let me check your bag. I'm like, no, you're not checking my bag. Like, because I have stuff in my bag that I didn't want. Like, I can't have cops see. So she then ripped my bag off my head and my arm. And then she went through it. And she saw 2 packs of cigarettes. If you have watched my previous videos, you guys know I smoke. Yeah, I'm young and I smoke, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Okay. I had 2 packs of cigarettes, and I was hoping they wouldn't take them away. She's like, why do you have cigarettes? I'm just like, I smoke. She's just like, where'd you get these from? I'm like, I shoulder tapped a person to go in a store for me and buy them. Which is a complete lie, because I get them myself. Like, I'm a 15-year-old girl who can get cigarettes. I get cigarettes from me and all my friends. Like, whatever. So, then, she went and opened this zipper, and it has a grinder, zigzags, like sesh pape, weed baggies, like dime bags. What else was in there? And a pipe. And she looked in it, looked at me, and then zipped it back up so that I probably wouldn't get in trouble. She put the cigarettes back in my bag. She's just like, I'm taking these. And then she looked at me, and then she put them back in my bag. And I was just like, oh my God, thank the Lord, that was not a waste of $3. She zipped my bag back up and then put it the way it was, like the way it's supposed to be, and then gave it back to me. They pushed my feet in the cop car, and I'm like, no, I'm not pushing I'm not going in this car. No. They're like, do you want to get cuffed? You're resisting arrest. I'm like, I'm not even getting arrested. Where are you driving me to? Because I'm not going to my foster home. If you think you're driving me there, I will legit kill myself in the back of this car. They're like, no, you can't say that, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, shut up. I'm not going back there. They're like, we're going to drive you to your school. And I was like, okay. So they drove me to my school. Legit, these assholes. I'm in the cop car with my school cop in the passenger seat and then, like, some random cop and then me in the back. This asshole drives on the main street in front of my friend's house, and everybody's like this with their hands, and my friend's crying, and I'm crying, and then I just went and I waved at them, and then down the main street, everybody's walking past, and they drove as slow as they possibly could while I'm in this car, and everybody's looking to see who's in the back. Oh, it's Rebecca. What a surprise. And if you know me, it's not really a surprise, because a lot of people have seen me in the back of cop cars for multiple reasons. So the cop turns around and says, do you feel embarrassed? I'm like, yeah, I do. They're like, he looks at her, and he's like, should we drive slower? And then she's like, no, don't do that to the poor kid. So they drove around my whole school, like a slow lap around my whole school, turned around, and then went back down the parking lot, and then up by the main area where all the Hawkeyes chill, and stopped. I looked back in the cop car, the back window, and everybody was staring in the back, and I see my friend's boyfriend, and I'm just like, hey, and then everybody's just like, Rebecca, like, they're all screaming my name, they're all like, oh my god, and they're all like, a bunch of people came up to my cop car and was banging on the windows, let her out, because, like, everybody in my school knows who I am, basically, like, whatever, like, everybody knows who I am, so everybody's banging on the cop car, let me out, and we pull up in front of my school, in front of where, like, everybody the doors, like, the doors that everybody goes in and comes out, and they take me, and she kind of did shove me after she pulled me out of the cop car. And then we went up the stairs, and she had me by my arm, and it was in front of everybody, and it was the most embarrassing shit ever. I legit, still to, like, right now, my heart hurts so much from all that running, because I have anxiety. Like, I have this problem where I can't get in trouble. If I get in trouble, it makes me proud, but scared at the same time. Like, you know what I mean, right? So, sorry for boring you with this long-ass story, but if you want to hear the rest of it, because you guys are cool cats, just recommend it as a video, because the rest of it is just, like, I had a meeting at school, I got my new schedule, they accepted me back into the school I'm supposed to be attending, I lied to my best friend, told him I got a new schedule, and that I had no classes with him, but all my classes are with him, because he doesn't want me to be in his class, because I skip a lot. I skip, like, every day. So, he's like, you're not getting my schedule, you're going to make me skip with you, blah, blah, blah. And I wrote down his whole schedule in my hand, and I secretly asked for these classes, except since I have this problem with skipping school, I'm the only grade 10 who has spares, because I don't have to go to class. Like, that's the best thing ever. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my long-ass motherfucking story. Have a nice night, guys, or day, or whatever motherfucking time it is. Okay? Bye, good night, or, yeah, you know, I just said this, okay? Bye.